This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to outer space. We're going to be floating around, trying to get some oxygen everywhere we can, trying to keep our helmets on. But eventually we're going to find our way to a space station, and that's where this game is set in time. Some of us are going to be humans, and other people are going to be aliens. Today we're looking at Escape from Aliens in Outer Space. This is a new version from Osprey Games. This is the Ultimate Edition. We'll show you what's ultimate about it. It's a 2 to 8 player hidden role and hidden movement game where everybody's moving hidden together. Let's take a look. I want to show the new box of this. It opens up sort of like a book, like most of the newer Osprey games. Has a cool background here. Now here's the biggest thing is there's a bunch of flip books. I'm going to show you these in a moment, but there's 8 of these here. All the cards stack here and the pens stack here. And then there's a dry erase sort of cloth underneath these. The only bad thing about this box is when you sleeve the cards, they won't fit unless you take this insert out, which isn't a huge deal. Now this is a hidden role sort of game. You're going to be secretly dealt one of these roles. The blue guys are the humans, the reds are the aliens. Each of these actually have a special symbol, which in an advanced play gives you a special ability as well. And there's going to be half aliens, half humans. If you're playing with odd number of players, you'll actually have one more alien than human. Now there's plenty of maps to choose from on this flip book. As you can see, you know, there's different lengths and different strategies. And the rule book actually tells you what is unique about each map and when to use each one. Some are for advanced play, some of them are for super strategic or longer games. And so there's plenty of maps here to go. You know, as you can see, this one's suggested for 4 to 8, this one's for 2 to 6, and it talks about when certain ones are good to play. Now what you see here is 2 starting stations. The humans will start here, the aliens will start here. The aliens are trying to attack and kill all the humans, and the humans are trying to escape out of one of these hatches. Now, what happens is the humans can only move 1 space at a time, and the aliens can move 1 or 2 spaces at a time. Now how the game works is everyone has one of these and they have a dry erase marker. And what they're going to do is on their turn, it's not simultaneous, each player will move individually and they will say where they went. For example, this human player, let's say all the humans start here. Let's say this human player went to K09 for his first move. Now, so for his first move, he would simply write K09 on his board. And now you'll notice there's different sectors. There's white sectors and gray sectors. White are safe. If you move in a white sector, you don't say where you moved, obviously, because this is a hidden movement game. You would just say silence in all sectors. Now, if you moved on my next turn, let's say I moved to J09. Now, everyone else would take a turn normally clockwise, and then it would come back to me. If I go into J09, because it's a dangerous sector or gray sector, I have to draw a card. So there's a deck of cards that's in the middle of the table. You would draw one of those, and one of 3 things is going to happen. And you keep this card secret. If you draw a red card, this shows a sneaker making noise, you have to say exactly where you are right now. So I would have to say noise in J09. But if I draw this card, and they're roughly half and half between these, a green card, this means that a noise was made, but I can say anywhere. So I might say noise in J06. So now people think I'm an alien, the aliens think I'm an alien. So it's a lot about bluffing and keeping track where you think you might be and where other people might think you might be. The third option is you might draw an item card. This is the white. And these item cards, you would just say silence in all sectors, but you would keep this face down in front of you. These ones, after you use them, you basically just put them face down as well. You can put them in a discard pile, or you can keep them in front of you, doesn't much matter. And then here you have this item card. Now, these item cards can only be used by humans. You would keep them face down. You can use them pretty much any time on your turn. And then some of these actually act out of turn order as well, some of these item cards. So that's pretty much how a turn works. And this is a really good player aid on here as well, because it tells you silence in sectors, dangerous sector, draw a card, shows you the starting sectors, the hatches. It also tells you what all of the items do too. So you don't have to basically memorize this or pass the book around. Basically, if you had drawn this card, you'd look for this and you go, oh, spotlight. I could play this and name a sector. Players in that sector or any of the 6 adjacent ones must announce their location. So you would play that if you want to, and you would just, do what it says. Now I mentioned humans can only move 1, aliens can move 1 or 2. Humans are the only ones that can use the items. The aliens can attack. When they move somewhere, they can attack where they are. Maybe one of these aliens moves here and says, I'm attacking JO8. Even if they're in this dangerous sector, they don't draw one of these cards. If they're attacking, they just say, I'm attacking that sector. If anyone's in that sector, they're dead. If it's an alien, they're dead. If it's a human, they're dead, and they become an alien. They actually get rid of all their cards. They start here, and now they're on the alien team. If you kill an alien, they're out of the game. Now, once an alien kills somebody, they get extra strength. Instead of going 1 or 2, they can actually now go 1, 2, or 3 after they've killed one person. If they kill more, they don't get a bigger bonus. They can move is 3 after killing somebody. This will continue until, the humans are trying to get out. So if a human gets down here and he tries to get to a hatch, on his turn, he's going to say, I'm trying to get out of hatch number 3. There's these hatch cards here. There's 5 of them. 4 out of the 5, when they pull this up, there'll be some tension. Ooh, and this is the one card you don't want to see. It's a blocked hatch. You have to use a different hatch, but now everybody knows where you are. All the other cards here are green. Now this is a difference. The old one I think was 50-50. This one is 1 out of every 5, so 20% of the time you'll get this and all the rest of this. Now if they did succeed out of hatch 3, this hatch is closed and no other human can go out of it that game. If that human goes out, he'll end up being on the winning team. Now, it's possible that you can have multiple people on both teams win. For example, a human could go out of hatch 1 and escape. He's going to be a winner. And then the last human that's living, if the aliens kill them, then that player is the loser and the aliens win as well. So you could have the human that escaped win and the aliens that killed the last human win. And basically, that last human might be the only person to lose the game, but that's just how it works. Now, when you get those cards at the beginning, I told you there were some logos here and such. So this is cool. This guy's the Surge alien. He can use the Adrenaline item cards when found, following the rules for them. So this is a way that they can use an Adrenaline card. Normally, aliens can't use cards, so people might think he's a human when he's really an alien. These players, the Psychologist begins the game in the alien sector, even though he's really a human. So this really changes the game. A lot of these aliens now can use specific cards to throw things off, and as well with the good guys throws things off and does different things. And finally, some of these other events that you can do. Censor, you can play on another player. That player must immediately announce their exact location. Play when an alien attacks you. You are not affected by the attack. Hey, you can move 1 extra sector this turn. Or when you play when an alien attacks you, you begin the next turn in the human sector. You basically clone after you've been killed. All different ways to make the game more interesting. Now, I've been a fan of this game since it came out a while back when, they gave you some sheets or even had to print out your own sheets. Now, typically, I love deduction games and I love hidden movement games and I like hidden role games. So you put all this together and I'm naturally going to be inclined to like this game. Now, the new edition here, this is the Ultimate Edition. They really stepped up the quality here. Those flip boards are so nice. Before, you had to print out your own sheets a lot of times. You had to download some extra maps. Like now it's all right there, and I really like that. I love how the rulebook kind of points out certain aspects of the different maps and when you'd want to use one versus the other for types of players or types of experienced players and things like that. Now, the rules, they did change a few things other than just the amazing components in this game. They changed, I think, the ratios of noise, real noise to fake noise. The hatch, when you get to the hatch and you draw that hatch card, they used to be 50-50 closed. Now it's just 1 out of 5. So only 20% of the time you're going to hit that hatch. Also, they did away with the basic ending, which was as soon as a human got out of the hatch, that player won, nobody else. They threw those away and just did the advanced variant for the winning condition, which is a little weird, I gotta say. I like the game. Look, I'm very positive about this game. I really like it a lot. But it's not without its problems, and it's not without its way that people are going to want to manipulate this to their playing style. Let me tell you why. So, for example, the hatches. Some people are just not going to want to play with it. Personally, I don't like them. If I'm spending my whole game trying to stay hidden, then I'm finally found out that I'm a human, I'm running for my life, I'm doing these exciting things, I get to a hatch and it's blocked, come on, I am dead. There's no way I'm getting to another hatch and surviving. And my whole game is just thwart because of a 1 in 5 chance. I don't like that. Sure, I do like the fact that if a human goes to a hatch and he gets through, or he or she gets through, it's locked, it's done for the rest of us. That way you have to be paying attention to where people are going, who might be an alien, who might be humans. The game is really fun. It adds a lot of tension. This game really does well as you play it more and more, and the more experienced players get to learn the different tricks and such. You know, the aliens seem like they have a leg up because they get to move too, but the humans can use those items. Now, it's not without its problems. Again, now let me talk about some of these. For example, you know, the aliens already seem like they're pretty powerful. The items are powerful as well. Only the humans can use them. But in the fact of getting the one that you really need at the right time, well, whatever. Also, I think staying hidden in this game is not as important. In fact, I've seen where alien players, you know, they reveal themselves really quickly and I'm attacking so they can figure out who's who quicker, so they can go after the guys quicker and talk and stuff, and it leaves the humans out in the water. I have read some things on the forum from some of the designers that say why it's not good to reveal too early, but still, I think it's easier for them to reveal, so there's less hidden information. There is a little bit at the beginning, but pretty quickly I think you figure out who is who in this game, which is fine because the deduction aspect of this and trying to figure it out and trying to hide on one side is really interesting, and that's really fun too. So even though the hidden role stuff doesn't play out throughout the entire game and it doesn't mean as much in this game, it's still there at the beginning and enough flavor for me to enjoy it. Now, the deduction aspect's awesome. This is really cool. I haven't played another game where everybody is moving hiddenly and you're trying to write notes. Now, I didn't show you on this in the overview, but you know what you're writing in those things is like the people's names. So if you know if Sarah Lynn moved to this space, I'm going to put an S and the number of turn that we're on, so I can start tracking where she thinks where she's saying she is. So my board's going to get filled up with a bunch of notes and such, and I really like that. It's really fun. This game is a blast. Some of the other problems I did have though is like, you know, the aliens get to move 3 after they eat somebody. Well, that makes them even more powerful, which is crazy. Now, also sometimes you can just have aliens that just attack, and they're just trying to attack. I don't like that aspect of it either. I like it to be a little bit more thoughtful, and I have read of some. There's so many variants of this game online. It's crazy. There's some in the rules here. There's some in the older rules, and then there's some homemade ones like, hey, if you attack and you're an alien and you attack in a dangerous sector, you draw a card. If it's red, you keep it in front of you. You have damage. If you do that again and you get another red card, you're out of the game. And I really like that sort of variant because it makes people not just willy-nilly attack. They really have to have a good idea of where people are. So overall, I might be sounding like I'm bashing the game, and I'm not. I'm just saying that it's not going to be for everybody, and that the game allows itself to be sort of varianted out or home ruled out for different ways to play it the way that your group wants to play it. Right out of the box, playing it the way the rules are, your group might have some problems with the game, but that's okay. And I can look past that. Usually I'm pretty stern on not messing with rules in a game, but with this game, the game and the engine is so fun, and the game is so simple that any little problems that we come up with, we're going to try to figure out a way to fix it. It sounds like a lot of other people have too with some of these variants. Overall, it's an awesome, fun game. It's best with the most people you can play with. 8 is great. Plays down to 4. It says 2. I would never play this with 2. With 3, again, another variant that's not in the rule book that I read about online. Instead of having, 2 aliens and 1 human, you take 2 humans, 2 aliens, shuffle them up so you don't know whether there's 2 aliens or 2 humans. That works fine with 3 players because a little bit of intrigue there, but it's better with more people regardless. So overall, it's a great hidden movement game, hidden role game, a lot of fun, a lot of tenseness. Great game, so much so that I am keeping it in my gaming library. So let's induct it properly with a saxophone serenade and a weird, diminished, misterioso type of feel.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for backing me on Kickstarter and making this season become a reality. I'd like to especially thank those here that have backed me at the credit level. Now, these video reviews are also available by audio on our podcast. It's the intros and the final thoughts on GameBoyGeek.com. Click podcast.